Hey guys, so I just finished mulching all the pathways in my garden, and I was using rabbit bedding that I got from my neighbor. So this is what I'm always telling you, that my pathways can be easily turned into new garden beds because they are not compacted. They are actively decomposing the organic matter that I lay on top of the garden pathways. So this can be easily turned, or I can easily extend my garden beds into the pathways, and my plants won't have any problem growing there. So guys, I advise you, if you can get your hands on any organic matter, don't hesitate to dump them in your pathways. Don't hesitate to compost directly in the pathways, as this will help you when you need some extension, when you need some more garden space, and when you have exhausted the space in your garden beds. So right now I'm just going to take you through the garden and show you the pathways that I've just finished mulching. So guys, come along and let's take a stroll in the garden. So I'm going to start here. This is the pathway that I mulched first. So as we are going to walk through the garden, you are going to see that I've covered all the soil in the pathways. There's no soil that has been left bare. So the benefits of doing this, besides the fact that you will be composting in place, is also that you suppress all the weeds that would want to grow in your pathways. So what happens is that most of the weeds start growing in the pathways because of compaction, and all that. Weeds like to grow where there is compaction. So after the weeds have grown in the pathways, they're going to go to seed, and they're going to send their seed. They're going to drop their seeds in your garden bed. So this is what we don't want. Hence, we mulch the pathways so that we suppress the weeds so that they don't grow at all. So this is an example of weeds that have encroached on my Yugu mount bed, and as you can see, I've got some sunflower here. I've got some sorghum grass, and in between you can see some weeds that are growing. And I had not intended to grow weeds on this Yugi mound, but because I had some weeds growing in my pathways, the seeds got onto my bed. Okay. Here's another example. Here's another pathway where weeds had been growing, and I've just mulched this. So the weeds are going to die back, and I won't give them a chance to send seed into my garden beds. Another advantage of mulching your garden pathways is the aesthetic beauty that it brings to the garden. Unlike bare pathways, where you see the bare soil which had been compacted, which is always being hit directly by the sun, it's not that beautiful at all. In fact, I don't even like the sight of bare soil. It looks ugly to me. So I make sure that I mulch my garden pathways so that they are always beautiful, and there is no bare soil that is exposed. So another way that you can mulch your pathways, if you don't have dried grass, you can try to go into the forest and harvest. You can try to go into the forest and harvest some humus from the forest floor, and you can use that to mulch your garden pathways. So as you can see here, this is where I sowed my carrot seedlings, and I used some humus that I harvested from the forest floor to mulch that area where I sowed my carrot seedlings. And I'm just going to give them a couple of days, and they will start germinating. I'm sure you can see I've got a couple of them germinating over here, and just look how beautiful this separation here is, where the garden bed ends and the pathway there. You can see that it is clearly demarcated where the garden bed ends and where the pathway begins. So this is another advantage of using mulch in your pathway. You can clearly demarcate where your garden bed ends and where the pathway begins. Okay, let's continue. moving through these garden pathways. So just look how beautiful this space is with the mulch in. This is just beautiful, guys. And no base soil will ever compare to this. This is just beautiful. And I advise all of you to do the same. Don't leave your garden pathways bare. Always make sure that you mulch your garden pathways. Okay, so here is another example where I've extended my garden bed into the pathway, and you can see that I've got some Swiss chard that is growing in this garden bed extension. And I've also used the mulch to demarcate where the bed is ending and where the pathway is starting. I'm sure you see that I'm always posting, I'm always showing you the fungi that is always growing in my garden pathways. This is because of the organic matter that I put there. So the fungi will be helping to decompose the organic matter, and it's just a good thing to have some fungi growing in your garden, to have some mycelium network in your soil that will help your roots to absorb more nutrients from the soil. So this is it, guys. These are my pathways, and you can see that I've mulched each and every pathway in my garden. I have not left any path bare except this one over here, because there is some lawn that is growing. Um, Very soon it's going to cover this whole area, especially when we start to get the rains. The lawn is going to cover this whole area, so there's no need for me to mulch, which will kill the lawn. So the lawn is going to take care of that pathway. There's no need for me to mulch it. So okay, guys, this is it. This is what I had been up to. So guys, I just want to thank you for watching up to this end, and if you have enjoyed this video, please like and share with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This will make sure that you won't miss any of the content that I post on this channel. So thank you, guys. I will see you in the next video.